So what is the condition? Please don't get confused. It's very easy. What is the condition? These are very simple questions. What is the condition so that we can receive ISI free, I mean, bit stream? Please, what is the condition? I think you know ISI.
সিঙ্ক ফাংশনের মতন কোন ট্রান্সফার ফাংশন নেব।
সিং ফাংশনের মতো ট্রান্সফার ফাংশন, ট্রান্সফার ফাংশনটা সিং ফাংশনের মতো বলছো? ট্রান্সফার ফাংশন মানে হচ্ছে আমরা যখন এইচএফ দিয়ে লিখি, মানে তুমি এইচএফ টাকে বলছো সিঙ্ক, এইটা 2WT এইটা বলছো?
হ্যাঁ,
তো এরকম ফাংশন নেবে, তাহলে এইচটি টা কি বলছো? বক্স। উল্টো করে বললে,
বক্স
এইটা
ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি।
এইটা এইচএফ, এইটা করসপন্ডিং এইচটি,
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ ম্যাম, হ্যাঁ।
তাই তো? তার মানে হচ্ছে যখন তোমার and the where will be this condition satisfied? That means you want to fill HF as a box function, where this want to be satisfied. Let us be one or two step back. Can you remember PF? PF is the output pulse transfer function, and where you fill this at the front end of the receiver, isn't it? And that is why, if you can remember just 2 or 3 days back, then you can see that PF is the product of GF, HF and CF, isn't it? So somehow individually whatever is the transfer function of GF, whatever is the HF, whatever is the CF, is the double product of all these three transfer function, what we are writing in terms of PF. If that satisfied a box like function which needs a very sharp cutoff at the minus W, center value is 0 and this value is plus W, so that means which needs some sharp cutoff at plus minus W. If your function is, you can realize your function in this way, then your bit stream will be free from ISI. Okay, so that was our objective. So now the problem is, what is the problem or what is the challenge? That practically this kind of transfer function is not possible or not feasible. That means somehow or anyhow we cannot arrange circuit element, or we cannot arrange the things in such a way that which will show you a sharp cutoff. And there obviously what we take over, we have to take care of the roll off. Roll off means the transition, isn't it? And when we go for this transition or for this roll off, the problem is you need some consideration of the excess bandwidth. So here, with the help of the raised cosine spectrum or with the help of the dual binary encoding, what already we have considered in the last class, by means of all these things, actually what we are trying to take care, we are trying to take care of this roll off factor. Okay, and to consider the roll off, what you have to do, obviously you have to consider some excess bandwidth. Out of the plus minus W, you have to consider some excess bandwidth. Can you understand that what I'm trying to convey?
Yes, ma'am.
So when we will be able to consider some excess bandwidth, then the problem gets solved. And with the help of the dual binary encoding, already you have seen that with some, just if you can remember the schematic block diagram, the block diagram was like this, that there we are taking the sum of two lines, One is the direct line, another is the delayed versions. And when we are doing this kind of encryption or this kind of processing, then actually the transmission capacity becomes double. And when the transmission capacity becomes double, that will take care all kinds of broadening, and ISI is get nullified when we decrypt the stream. So
Ma'am, are
that
you sharing
already
your
you have
screen?
seen. Bolo?
Ma'am, are you sharing your screen?
Yes, actually, power cut was there. I think right now you can see, isn't it?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Screen is not
Power
visible.
cut was there. Yes, power cut was there. That is why screen was off. I think right now it is there. So obviously the thing is that to avoid the broadening effect, you have to allow some extra band so that we can nullify all the kind of broadening. Here the thing we are doing knowingly. So when we decrypt the things, all kind of dispersion, all kind of broadening that are get corrected. Similarly, when we are going for the raised cosine spectrum, there knowingly we are using three part. One part is the passband. Already I have written the function PF is equal to 1 by 2W. That is the passband portion. When 0 is,
Ma'am, your
what
screen is not
happens?
visible. Your screen is not
Not
visible right
visible.
now.
Okay. Right now?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's visible.
It's visible.
Okay. So there already we have written the total thing in terms of three steps. One is the passband, where simply we need this kind of passband or this kind of gain function. So there the thing is PF is equal to 1 by 2W, which is a box function like this. Then one portion what we will consider, that is the transition from this one, and to allow this one we are considering some intermediate frequency F1, which lies in between W and 2W. Okay. So maximum value what we can consider an extra W. Otherwise, the value lies in between W and 2W. So suppose this is your range W and this is your range 2W. So F1 is an intermediate frequency, and the role of this F1 frequency is to take care of this roll-up function. Okay, and as this roll-up function, what we are trying to fit here, that is as per some mathematical function which is known as the raised cosine spectrum. So that is why when we will devise our filter circuit as per the suggestion or as per the outcome of the raised cosine spectrum, then the solution what we are calling, that is the raised cosine spectrum solution. So the middle part is for the roll-off factor, and already I have written this one. So your total width becomes, instead of 2W, now as we are considering the total band up to behind this, so this becomes 1 by 4W, and the intermediate and the portions what are lying there, that portion is as per the statement of the raised cosine spectrum. So simply just we are copying that portions. So this is your middle part, and for the middle part the range is when F1 is less than equal to F less than equal to 2W minus F1. Okay, so from this function it becomes very clear that how does it will get fall. That portion is written here, and the third part is very simple. It will be is equal to 0. That means beyond this F1 range, how does will be the behavior. So obviously there simply we will write the things in this way: 2W minus F1. So when your frequency band is or instantaneous frequency value is within beyond this range, then obviously the total transfer function will give you 0. So as per the solution of this one, what is the kind of solutions? We are taking an excess bandwidth to fit F1, where F1 is a value which is greater than W, less than equal to 2W. It may be up to 2W, may not be up to 2W, may be some intermediate value. And based on these things, obviously, what is your roll of factor? If I write the roll of factor, then your roll of factor, what we show usually with the term alpha. So alpha is equal to 1 minus F1 by W, because existence of F1 is in between W and 2W. That means we are considering an excess. We are considering an excess W to fit this F1. Okay, so that is why this is the thing. And if we write the total bandwidth for this one, then the transmission bandwidth to transmit this kind of signal, so that is equal to BT is equal to 2W minus F1. If we fit the relation, then it is W into 1 plus alpha. So that is the form. And just if we show it with some arbitrary scale, then it will be like this. Suppose here the plot we are taking F by W. That means we are plotting the normalized frequency. So instead of writing F only, we are writing F by W. So obviously here the parameter will be in terms of numeric only. So suppose this is your 0. This is your plus 1. This is your minus 1. And this is 1.5. This is suppose minus 2. This is suppose plus 2. Okay. So what is your, when your alpha factor is 0, then obviously transmission bandwidth is equal to just W. So that's the feature. And here it will be like this. So this is the ideal situation. And obviously in the y-axis, what you are plotting, 2W into PF. Just come from here. PF is equal to 1 by 2W. So 2W into PF, if I write, if I plot here, then that is the thing. So obviously your maximum limit, that will be here 1.0 or 1. Now based on the choice of the alpha factor, and for this alpha is equal to 0. So now what you are considering, either you may consider F1 is an intermediate value, or you may consider F1 is just equal to W. So if you consider that one, based on that things, you can get the several transitions or the devised function what we apply with the help of the raised cosine. So there the thing is like this. Suppose we are taking the intermediate value up to this one, that is minus 3 by 2, that means 1.5. Then the function will be like this. Here alpha factor is equal to 0.5. If we take alpha is equal to 1, that means we are taking here F1 is equal to W by 2. So that means you are taking half W extra on both sides of this plus minus 1 to give the transition or to allow the roll-off factor. Now if you take alpha is equal to 1, that means alpha is equal to 1 means your F1 is equal to W. That means you are taking an extra W bandwidth to accommodate the roll-off. So there the thing will be like this. It will be most sub function like, okay. So this is for alpha is equal to 1. So this, the spectrum, how we are trying to define to avoid the ISI effect with the help of the raised cosine spectrum, this profile is known as the raised cosine profile. And simultaneously, when you try to check that what are the effect we are getting over the impulse response, then for the impulse response, your PT is equal to sinc T. Okay, so for the PT is equal to sinc, for this one, just if we plot the thing, same thing, then for the simple this box function, that is PF is equal to 1 by 2W, you will get a sinc function like this, where you are plotting this is as a normalized value of T by TB, where TB is the bit duration. So you are getting this is in terms of the normal numeric value 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, like this function. But problem of this sinc function, already I told you that when T value is of less value, then 1 by T does not become sufficient. But if we use the raised cosine spectrum, then actually because of this function, that is because of this rule of function, our sinc function is get modified with the effect of 1 by t square and even more higher power of that. And because of that things, what you get the cutoff, or rather you get the fall of the function at the intermediate positions also. That means instead of getting the transition at +1, +2 or -1, -2, we also get the transition at the minus +1.5, -1.5, 2, 3, and as the function becomes proportional to 1 by t square, so the rate of the decay that also becomes very high. That means momentarily the tail get diminished, and as the number of crossover is also increases at the intermediate position, we get crossover, so the benefits we can enjoy very well. So that is the benefit of this raised cosine spectrum. So simply if we write the pair function of this one, then it will show you the function in this way: pt is equal to sinc 2wt. This is the normal sinc function what we get for pf is equal to 1 by 2w, and for this extra part our sinc 2wt is get multiplied with the effect of this one, cos of 2w alpha t divided by 1 pi will be there, 1 minus 16 pi w square, 1 minus 16 alpha square w square t square. Okay, so that is the modified function of the pt. So instead of only sinc 2wt, we get a product function of this one. If anyone wants to know that how does it get, then obviously if you apply the inverse Fourier transform tool over this one, you will be obtained, or you will be with this function. So that things you can get checked by your own, and based on the value of the alpha, that is here already we have considered 3 cases of the alpha, that is alpha is equal to 0, alpha is equal to 0.5, alpha is equal to 1. So on the choice of the alpha factor, this factor either becomes absent, because if alpha is equal to 0, this will be absent. You will be left over only pt is equal to sinc 2wt. So for this kind of problem will be there. But if you choose an alpha factor, that means if you consider the existence of the intermediate frequency where it is less than equal to w, then you will be with this cos of 2 pi w alpha t divided by 1 minus 16 alpha square w square t square, and then we will get the effect of the alpha. But the effect of the alpha is clear that with the sinc t to t, you are getting another 1 by t. So that is the benefit of your role of the alpha or the kind of the raised cosine spectrum. If you consider alpha is equal to 1, so that means your f1 is equal to w. So obviously you are getting the full cosine spectrum there. So these are the things that what we can enjoy from this one. And for this, the thing is that pt is modified with 1 by t square type of first decaying function, and also the thing is what I have told you here, the intermediate crossing, and also the intermediate crossing on T by TB scale which helps to decay faster. Okay, so that is the benefit of your raised cosine spectrum. So obviously we should conclude for this one that if separately we want to handle the raised ISI effect, then intentionally we have to use some excess bandwidth. Either it can be in form of the raised cosine spectrum, or we can do it in terms of some dual binary encoding or modified dual binary encoding. But whatever the objective or whatever the sole matter of these, all this consideration is, consider some excess bandwidth, consider some excess broadening effect, so that the poisonous broadening effect for the channel dispersion, all that broadening are get removed when we consider the decryption or when we consider the raised cosine spectrum for the whole stream or for the whole chain. Okay, so that is the thing. Now, after considering these things, this becomes very clear that separately we have two tools. One tool is match filter to reject the channel noise or to diminish the channel noise. Another is either raised cosine spectrum or dual binary encoding to handle the ISI effect. But what we will consider, because for a practical channel, these two does not appear, these two do not appear separately. Actually, both of them are present. So obviously, we have to think about our optimum binary receiver, where we both the problem will be take over simultaneously. Is it clear? Separately, we have two tools. We know that match filter will take care of the channel noise, what we are considering in terms of the additive white Gaussian noise version, and your dual binary encoding or this kind of encryption correlative level encoding that will take care of your ISI effect. So what will be, now the question is that what will be the figure for the optimum binary receiver, so that that will be able to handle both the cases simultaneously, because in every practical cases both the things or both the challenges are present simultaneously. So now our objective is to define an optimum binary receiver or to establish the criteria of the optimum binary receiver, so that we can get an optimized way for the binary pulse detection, transmission and detection. Okay. So now the things what we will consider here, that is optimum binary receiver. And we are trying to devise this kind of receiver with the presence of both the challenges. That is, number one is channel noise, what we consider with this model, and number two is ISI effect. Okay, so then what we can do? So for these several proposals are there, that either we can use some equalizer along with match filter, and the role of the equalizer is to equalize the broadening effect or the kind of these things. So several such proposals are there, that how, where we can handle both the effect, both the Orr's effect, and can give a condition for the optimum receptions or the optimum detections. But one technique is very popular technique, and we should follow that technique. That technique is minimum mean square error technique. In abbreviation, this is shown this way, and sometimes this is also called MMSE receiver. So what is the fundamental of this one? The fundamental of this one is consider the two outputs. What are the two outputs? One is practical, that means practically what you are getting, and number two is ideal. Okay, take the difference. Take the difference of 1 and 2. Then what you will get? You will get the amount of deviation. Just I am writing the flow chart of these things. That is the basics of the MMSE. Then what you will get? You will get the deviation. Am I right? Just you are taking the two outputs. That means take the outputs what you are getting practically and knowingly send some known sequence. And with respect to that known sequence, what is the output you can expect? That output is also known to you. Suppose you are sending an known chain like this, some 1001 combinations. Then you know that at the receiver, what is the sequence or what will be the receiving sequence. So that is your ideal. And you feed this into a practical channel and take the outputs what you are getting there. So obviously, without knowing the things what you are getting, that is your practical, and without knowing the inputs what you are receiving, that is your known receiving condition. So that is your ideal receiving condition. Now, if these two are different, they two may be different, may not be different, whatever is the thing. If you take the difference of these two, then obviously the difference of these two will be the deviation. And deviation of what? Deviation of practical output from the idealism. Okay. Now what you will do, you will take the square of that deviation. You will take the square of the deviation and minimize it. And minimize it with respect to circuital parameter. If you do this, then what you will get? You will get this hit condition. Am I able to give you the idea? You are following this minimum mean square error. So what is error? Error is the deviation, or error is the difference between the practical output and the ideal output. So take the difference between the practical and the ideal. That will give you the deviation or the error. Take the square of that error. Take the mean square of that error and minimize it with respect to your circuital parameters. When we will do this, obviously you will be led by a condition. That condition is based on minimization of the mean square error, or that will lead you that what will be the design of the optimum receiver. So if this is clear, that how does we will follow the root or the total algorithm, if this is clear, then let us do the things. Okay. So for this, let us obviously you should keep in mind the whole chain. That is source, then the PAM unit, then the transmit filter, channel, extraction, decoding, all these things that will be at your front line. And with respect to this, if you write the output of the receive filter. Just if I show you or repeat the chain, it will look like this. BK, then PAM is there, then GT transmit filter is there, then HT, WT. This should be always in mind when we take care of any baseband binary transmission. Okay. And this is your CT. And then the extraction at T is equal to ITB, and the decoder, that means the threshold device. So this is your whole chain. Okay. So now we are writing the things after this receive filter. CT was our receive filter. So if we write, this is here, that was your YT, and here it was your XT. Okay. So when we are writing this, then YT is equal to how much? YT is equal to, with respect to this one, all these GT, HT, CT, they are linear time invariant system. So integration minus infinity plus infinity, C of tau x of t minus tau into d tau. Can I write this? First agree with me, otherwise I will not write a single line. First, let us be
Ma'am,
clear that whether we can write this or not. Can we write this?
ma'am, please repeat this one once more.
I'm not getting your voice. Please be louder.
Ma'am, can you please repeat this line that you have
Okay,
written? Why?
okay, okay, okay. Can you remember this chain? This is the generic chain.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the total path, and along this total path, the worsening of the baseband, worsening of your pulse stream or the beat stream is happening there. So now you are trying to find some optimum condition so that when you receive the chain, then your chain will be free of all kind of diversities. And there you are following this one. So what you are doing, just simply after the consideration of this whole thing, you are trying to consider that what is the outcome of this receive filter. So outcome of this receive filter, as per my knowledge, I have shown you it with the notation YT. So how YT we can write? Simply YT we can write as a processing of this CT over this XT. Can we write this or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So as they are LTI system, linear time invariant system. So you know that before t is equal to 0, there is nothing. System is causal. So the things what we are writing, we are taking some intermediate timing symbol. So t is replaced by tau, c of tau, x of t minus tau into d tau. Can I write this? These things we can write for any LTI system. I think you have considered this kind of systems at the third semester for signal
Yes.
system. Okay, so let me move one by one. Very slowly we will move. So what you are writing what is YT. So YT is simply processing of CT over this XT. So what you are writing, C of tau, X of t minus tau into d tau. Now let us identify that, or not identify, let us write in detail what is XT. Who will say what is need this answer from you? What is XT? XT is the sum of this desired component plus the contribution which is coming from the white Gaussian profile. Is this or no? XT টা কোথায় লিখেছো? সামেশন সাইমের পরে, তাই তো?
Yes, ma'am.
তাহলে XT টাকে আমি কি লিখতে পারি? Sum of this line plus sum of this line. Can I write this?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Then let us write XT. So XT is equal to what? XT is equal to this. So for this line, what is coming there? Please say, what is coming there? Beat stream. Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Beat stream is coming here along this line. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Then what we write? As it is beat stream, so it's a long sequence. K is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. They are coming with amplitude AK. Do you agree with this? I should say yes,
Yes, ma'am.
isn't it? AK. And for this, let us write this is as Q of T minus KTB. These fashions we are writing for the LTI kind of systems. Plus WT. What is your QT? QT is the convolution of GT and HT. So QT is nothing but convolution of GT and HT. Because your beat stream, after getting amplitude with AK plus minus 1, it is coming with GT, it is acting with HT. Then it is reaching at this end of the summing device. So when we are writing this is, let us write this is as Q of T minus KTB. Clear? And Q of T minus KTB is with the front factor plus minus 1. So that is why This is writing as AK Q of T minus KTB. And what is QT? QT is equal to double convolution of the GT and HT. WT is the sample function from this white noise. Okay. So I think that things or the conditions what I am writing here, a little bit it is knowing. Now what you will do, you will check the things, check at T is equal to ITB. What is your checking duration? Your checking duration should be equal to the bit duration or symbol duration. Here, as we are considering the bit stream, so obviously that will be is equal to TB. If we consider symbol wise, that means our symbol is consisting of 2 bit or 3 bit like gray code, then obviously that will be the total capital T. So here let us check at every small t is equal to ITB. Okay, so if I do that, then YT can be written as Y of T is equal to what I have written, I into TB. Clear? This is equal to how much? This is equal to acting of C tau over this plus action of C tau over this WT. So that means we can write this is as the sum of two components. This is the desired signal component and this is the noise component. Because as per the property of the LTI systems, you know that if this function is appears as a superimposition function, then this will act or this will follow the superimposition principle. So that is why C tau act over this function separately plus C tau will act over this function separately. Let when it is acting over WT, outcome we are writing in terms of NI, and when it is writing over this AKQ of T minus KTB, that is over the desired bit stream, then we are writing with the zeta I. Okay, as the instant is ith instant, so these two outputs we are writing with the suffix I, that means to indicate the ith instant. So right now let us separate out what is zeta I. So simply zeta I is equal to what? Zeta I is equal to action of C tau over this. So simply what we will write? We will write summation over K. K is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. Every time we will not show it minus to plus because it is obvious. It means integration minus infinity plus infinity C of tau Q of this one, Q of T means what? T means ITB minus KTB as usual, and because of the processing of this will be this, okay, into d tau. Can I write this? Can I write this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Then what will be for Ni? Ni is equal to, very simple, integration minus infinity plus infinity C of tau W of T minus tau. T means ITB because already we have considered the small t is equal to ITB, this into d tau. So this is your detailed writing of the signal component, detailed writing of the noise component. So separately, when we have handled this, then we have handled this component with the match filter, and for this component, that means what are the dispersion already hidden here within the bit stream. For this, we have considered the kind of correlative level encoding or the kind of specified spectrum. Now the way out is when both are simultaneously present. So we will take care of both the effect. Okay. So as per the mean square error, you need two things. One is practical, ideal. This is your practical stream, what you are getting, and you need also ideal. So ideal is, let me mark here practical. Then I think it will help you later to identify the thing. Okay. Ideal is, who will say the ideal output? Y of ITB. Who will say the ideal output? What is the ideal output? Please. Ideal output কি হবে বলো? তোমরা না আমাকে মানে কি বলবো, ফ্রাস্ট্রেশনে একদম পুরো হার্ট অ্যাটাক করিয়ে ছাড়বে, এমন চুপ, একদম চুপ করে বসে আছে। কি হবে বলো তো আইডিয়াল আউটপুট? ith ইনস্ট্যান্ট মানে তো যে কোনো একটা ইনস্ট্যান্ট, তাই তো? কি হতে পারে আউটপুটটা? বলো বলো, কেউ একটা বলতে চাইছিলে, বলো কি হবে? আচ্ছা বলো, এখানে কি রিসিভ করি আমরা? এই ধরো এইখানে টি ইজ ইকুয়াল টু আইটিবি করলাম, ডিকোডিং করলাম, ডিকোডিং করে আমি কি করি, কি লিখি ডিকোডিং এর পরে?
Original bit string.
একটু জোরে বলো, কি লিখি?
The bit string that we are giving.
হ্যাঁ, কি লিখি, কি হিসেবে আইডেন্টিফাই করি ওটাকে?
BK.
বিকে কেন বলবো বলো, 1 or 0?
Yes. The 1 or 0.
তাই না? অ্যাকচুয়ালি কি আমার বিকে পাওয়া উচিত ওখানে? কি পাওয়া উচিত? একে, ঠিক না?
Yes, ma'am.
তাই তো, কারণ এখানে আমরা কি করি, থ্রেশহোল্ডের সঙ্গে কম্পেয়ার করি, কম্পেয়ার করে কি বলি, যদি থ্রেশহোল্ডের থেকে বেশি হয় আমি বলি 1 পেয়েছি, থ্রেশহোল্ডের থেকে কম হলে বলি 0 পেয়েছি। তার মানে অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমি কাকে আইডেন্টিফাই করছি? একে কে, বিকজ একে ইজ ইকুয়াল টু হোয়াট, প্লাস মাইনাস 1, ঠিক তো?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
For all the 25 or 26, তাহলে এখানে আমি কি লিখবো, এখানে কি লিখবো তাহলে? এ কি লিখবো?
AK.
কত ইনস্ট্যান্ট বার করেছো না, কে কেন লিখবো?
AI.
কে হচ্ছে,
I think
হ্যাঁ গুড, আই লিখবো। কে হচ্ছে মাইনাস ইনফিনিটি থেকে প্লাস ইনফিনিটি, প্রত্যেকদিন এই একই ভুলগুলো করবে না। কে হচ্ছে পুরো সিকোয়েন্সটা। আমি এখান থেকে টিএথ ইনস্ট্যান্টে কাকে বার করে নিয়েছি? আইএথ সিম্বলটাকে বার করে নিয়েছি। তাহলে এখানে আমার সিম্পলি এটা কার সঙ্গে সমান হওয়া উচিত? এআই, where k is equal to i, ঠিক তো? তাহলে আমার ডিফারেন্স কত? এবার হচ্ছে আমাকে বার করতে হবে এইটা, এই যে ডিফারেন্স বিটুইন দি প্র্যাকটিক্যাল এন্ড দি আইডিয়াল। তো ডিফারেন্স কত? ডিফারেন্সটাকে আমরা কি হিসেবে বলছি? এরার সিগন্যালকে। তো লেট আস রাইট ডিফারেন্স between ideal and practical is known as error. আমার ডিফারেন্সটা হয়েছে কেন? ওর মধ্যে এরার ঢুকেছে বলে। তা আমি এরারকে কি দিয়ে লিখছি? ই। কত ইনস্ট্যান্ট এরারটাকে আইডেন্টিফাই করছি? k is equal to i, keep in mind. So ei is equal to how much? Is equal to y of ITB, যা আমি পাচ্ছি মাইনাস AI, হয়েছে? তো এটাকে লিখলাম, এটা কিন্তু y of ITB মানে এখানে AI লিখে দিও না, এটা হচ্ছে আইডিয়াল কন্ডিশনে। তাহলে y of ITB কত পেয়েছো তুমি? এই দেখো এইখানে সাইন করে লিখেছো, হয়েছে? তাহলে এটাকে লিখবে আমি জিটা i প্লাস ni মাইনাস AI। এই অবধি আমার বুঝতে অসুবিধা আছে?
No, ma'am.
না।
আচ্ছা, এরপর আমি কি করব? এরপর হচ্ছে আমাকে মিন স্কোয়ার এরার করতে হবে, ঠিক? তো মিন স্কোয়ার এরার করতে গেলে ধরো আমি যদি এটাকে লিখি mean square error, এটাকে আমি ধরো লিখছি জে দিয়ে, ক্যাপিটাল জে দিয়ে, তাহলে এটাকে লিখছি হাফ এক্সপেকটেশন অফ EI স্কোয়ার। দেখো তোমাদের কথা অনুযায়ী যদি তোমার আমার বা ফার্স্ট টাইম যে পড়বে তার হঠাৎ মনে হবে যে হাফটাকে কেন নিলাম। হাফটাকে নিলাম খুব সিম্পল ফিগার, যখন আমি এটাকে স্কোয়ার করবো এর ফর্মুলাটা হচ্ছে a প্লাস বি মাইনাস সি হোল স্কোয়ার। তো ওখানে প্রোডাক্ট টার্ম যেগুলো আসবে সেগুলো সব 2 দিয়ে আসবে, ওই 2 গুলোকে ক্যান্সেল করার জন্য এখানে সামনে একটা হাফ নিলাম। and half as is does not depend on any symbol, any duration, nothing else. So half টা আমার এখানে অ্যামপ্লিটিউড হিসেবে কাজ করবে, half এটাকে আমার সার্কিটে it will not create any problem. Now the thing is, why instead of writing simple EI square, why you are writing expectation? Because inside this zeta I, this is very deterministic, AI is very deterministic, but NI is not deterministic. NI is an sample function which is representing the Gaussian function, that means the random function. So as the contribution of random function is involved here, so we cannot write this is as a deterministic EI square. So what we should write? We should write expectation of EI square because of the presence of the NI. Clear? তো সেজন্য আমাকে এটা এক্সপেকটেশন করে লিখতে হবে। সো মিন স্কোয়ার এররটা হচ্ছে আমার এইটা। নাও লেট আস ইলাবোরেট দ্য টোটাল ফাংশন, কারণ বিকজ জাস্ট ইফ উই রাইট দিস ওয়ান, দিস উইল নট হেল্প আস ফর টু মিনিমাইজ দ্য থিংস, because our device name is minimum mean square error device. So either we do not write the total detailing of EI square, that will not be able, we will not be able to write or devise any condition. So এটার জন্য আমার what we will write, we will write the whole thing as a detailed one. Half expectation of zeta I plus NI minus AI a square. Okay. Now we will break up the whole things. So if I write the break up the whole things, then terms will come up as a square, b square, c square, then 2ab, 2bc with plus minus sign or like this. So let us copy them. দেখো আসছে কিনা এগুলো সবের সঙ্গে একটা করে হাফ জুড়ে থাকবে, half expectation of EI square. Then we will write the product term, and for the product term the 2 factor will cancel by this half, so that will not create any problem. Zeta I NI, then the 2 factor will come with the negative sign because of this one is negative. Zeta I AI minus expectation of NI AI. Clear? Up to this it is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now each factor will give you the quicker solutions. Let us start with this one. That is, I think, will give you a quick solution. What does it mean? এটা কত হবে? এখানে কি আছে? Expectation of AI into AI. Is AI a definite function or a definite symbol? কি মনে হয়?
Yes, ma'am.
কারণ AI হচ্ছে out of the k at the ith instant, what is the amplitude level you are getting, and that should be definite. Whether it is practical or whether it is ideal outcome, that should be definite. So when you are taking the expectation of AI with AI, what is the outcome it will give us? Simply 1. Agree করছো আমার সাথে?
Yes,
করছো
ma'am.
কি করছো না?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now come with the other square factor. Expectation of zeta I square. Zeta কি? আগে আইডেন্টিফাই করো zeta কি? জিটাটা কি? ith ইনস্ট্যান্টে
desired signal.
যে বিট স্ট্রিমটাকে আমরা রিসিভ করছি, দ্যাট ইজ ইউর জিটা, তাই তো? এইটা ঠিক আছে? তো এখানে তুমি কি নিচ্ছ? এক্সপেকটেশন অফ জিটা আই ইন্টু জিটা আই। তো বেটার এই যে এক্সপ্রেশনটা, এই এক্সপ্রেশনটাতে দুটোকেই একটা সামের রেসপেক্টে আমি দুটো জেনারেল সাম কনসিডার করবো। তার মানে একটাকে আমি কে সিরিজের উপর কনসিডার করবো, একটাকে এল এন সিরিজের উপর কনসিডার করবো। তারপরে আমি দেখবো যে ফর দি ith ইনস্ট্যান্ট কে সিরিজ এন্ড এল সিরিজ দুটো মার্চ করে যাবে না দে উইল বি ডিফারেন্ট। am I able to give you the thing? Zeta, the expectation of zeta I square. So when we will write this, then zeta I means this. So here just follow the sequence zeta I, summation over k, ak, ith instant, ktb. This actually means what is the sequence you are considering. So as two zeta I there, so better let us consider two different sequences. One will run over k, another will run over l. So let us write this and try to understand. If you do not understand, please ask. Then summation over k, because zeta I into zeta I, so we are taking these two. Expectation of one is with L, another with K. So for one, it will be AL, for K, it will be AK. Clear? Then for two series, two integration will come. Integration minus infinity to plus infinity minus. Now, for one sequence, you will write C of tau 1. For another, you will write C of tau 2. As two integration are there, and inside the integration, the part what you are writing here, that part is like this. So for one, you are writing tau 1. For the other, you are writing the tau 2. So that is why C tau 1, C tau 2. Now take the sequence. The sequence we are writing as function of Q. So Q of KTB minus tau 1, Q of LTB minus tau 2, and because of double integration, one is d tau 1, another is d tau 2. Just double আছে বলে আমরা দুটো দুটো করে সাবস্ক্রিপ্ট এখানে ইউজ করলাম। বুঝছেন? Now what is, whether it is AL or it is AK, actually AK is equal to plus minus 1 based on that your BK is 1 or BK is 0. Based on these things we are getting, this is the amplitude division. Okay, so when we take the expectation of AK and AL, then it will be only 1 when L is equal to K. Otherwise, always the expectation will be 0. So instead of using two sum, we can use a single sum and the whole thing becomes 1. So আমার কি পড়ে থাকছে এখান থেকে দেখো, expectation of zeta I square, that becomes, that means when L is equal to K, then only this expectation will be 1, otherwise it will be 0. So what we are getting from this, we are getting minus infinity to plus infinity, minus infinity to plus infinity, C of tau 1, C of tau 2, একটাই summation, summation over K, Q of, প্রথমে একটা KTB ছিল minus tau 1, তারপর একটা LTB ছিল, but when L is equal to K, then only 1, otherwise 0. So this will be also replaced by KTB. because whole sum it becomes single sum k d tau 1 d tau 2. Now what does it mean? Summation over k q of ktb minus tau 1 q of ktb minus tau 2. এটার মানে কি? একে দেখেছো কোনোদিন আগে? কোনো একটা সিরিজ, q is a series, okay? So q series is coming, q of ktb is same series, is coming with one time delay tau 1 and it is multiplied with the same sequence with the different tau delay. এটা কি ইন্ডিকেট করে? কোনো একটা সিকোয়েন্স একটা টাইম ফ্যাক্টর নিয়ে যেটা আসছে সেই সিকোয়েন্স ইজ এগেইন রিপিটিং and we are taking the cross of these two sequence with different time delay. What does it mean? Autocorrelation. Can you remember? This is autocorrelation. কোনো একটা সিকোয়েন্স যেটাকে আমরা রাডারের ক্ষেত্রে কাজে লাগাই, যে একটাই টাইম একটাই পালস and তার delayed versions. So this is nothing but same pulse and its delayed version. Whatever the tau 1 delay here we are using, the delay is get changed by tau 2. But q of ktb summation over k, the pulse remain the same. So a pulse and its delayed version, product of this is the autocorrelation. And autocorrelation usually we use this R with the sequence series q over the time tau 1 tau 2. Okay, then what does your zeta I mean? Zeta I means integration minus infinity plus infinity c of tau 1 c of tau 2. This summation q, this becomes simply autocorrelation tau 1 minus tau 2. We can write this is either comma or tau 1 minus tau 2 d tau 1 d tau 2. Okay, so this is the simplified versions for this e zeta I square. Similarly, we have to find all these square, all this product. After then, when we take the sum of all this component, we will be able to find out the amount of the mean square error. Then we proceed for the next step. But today, as it is not possible to continue the class, so I have to stop here. So please be stop here, and it should be my request. You are not studying at all, but I can realize. Please go through the things what we are considering here at least prior to the next class, so that we can follow it smoothly. Otherwise, every time if I have to utter that what is L, what is K, what is L, what is AK, then it becomes very tough to continue. Okay. Okay, let me stop.
ম্যাম এই পোর্শনটা কোন বইয়ে পাবো?
Haykins পড়ো, 4th edition. একটা বই আছে না, কমিউনিকেশন সিস্টেম, 4th edition, সাইমন হেকিন্সের, লাল রঙের মোটা বইটা, ওটাতে আছে। আমি এই পোর্শনটা ওখান থেকে পড়াচ্ছি।
ওকে ম্যাম।